Alright, sixth graders, this next lesson is the beginning of Chapter 8. Make sure you watch this video carefully because it will help us get ready for Chapter 8. It's a continuation of what we had just been practicing at the end of Chapter 7, looking at relationships between quantities, specifically with algebraic expressions and equations. So in this lesson, our learning goals will be to predict the next term in a sequence, write numerical and algebraic expressions, which we've already done. Key terms, we have sequence and term. All right, so it says the parts of cars you don't see. It says, have you ever wondered how many parts make up a car? Sure, you can see some parts of a car like the tires, the steering wheel, and the windshield. But what about the other parts you cannot see, like the brakes or the fuel filter? Actually, it is estimated that there are roughly 17,000 to 20,000 parts in an average car. That's pretty incredible. It says, can you think of some parts that you cannot see? Do you think it is helpful for car manufacturers to know how many parts are needed for each vehicle they make? So take a moment and think about that, if you can think of any other parts that a car might have that you can't see. So our first problem in Lesson 8 is called building trains. It says Josh likes building trains out of train parts. Each train car needs 4 wheels. Josh begins by building a train with 1 car, then 2 cars, and finally 3 cars as shown. It says describe how many total wheels Josh will need to build a train with 4 cars. How many total wheels will he need to build a train with 5 cars? So looking at the trains there, I can see that there's 2 wheels per train. So with 2 trains, there's 4 wheels. 3 trains, there will be 6 wheels. And then as a result, each side has 2 wheels. What I meant was each side has 2 wheels, so for a total of 4 wheels on each side. So the first car, or on each train, the first car has 4 wheels, second car 8 wheels, third car 12 wheels, and as a result, the fourth car will have 16 wheels, and the fifth car will have 20 wheels. So go ahead and mark that in your book right now. So as you can see, I've entered my text in a complete sentence, as you should be doing. Josh will need 16 wheels to build a train with 4 cars and 20 wheels to build a train with 5 cars. And what we have seen there is what's called a sequence. A sequence is a pattern involving an ordered arrangement of numbers, geometric figures, letters, or other objects. The number of train cars and the number of wheels needed form sequences of numbers. So a sequence is that first vocabulary term. So as you can see, I marked my text because sequence is an important vocabulary term. It's a new term for us, so make sure you get that marked as well. Number 2 says write 2 sequences using Josh's train car. So take a moment and do that right now. For the number of cars, the sequence would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that would continue on forever. And the number of wheels would be 4, 8, 12, 16. If we look ahead at the next page, it says each number of cars in the first sequence and each number of wheels in the second sequence form the terms or members of the sequence. A term is a number, a variable, or product of numbers and variables. The first term is the first object or number in the sequence. The second term is the second object or number in the sequence, and so on. So as you can see, I marked my text, a term, a number or variable or product of numbers and variables. Again, it's the first term the first term is the first object or number in the sequence, the second term is the second object or number in the sequence, and so on. So it says, what is the first term in the second sequence? And the second sequence was for the number of wheels. That first term was 4. Okay? So then it says, what is the fifth term in the first sequence? So the fifth term in the first sequence, now if we think back, the number of cars went up 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth term would be 5. Okay, so the fifth term is 5. Number 5, it says, what are the two quantities that change in Josh's train building situation? So the two quantities that change in Josh's train building situation are the number of cars and the number of wheels. So number 6 says, explain how you would determine the number of wheels needed to make a train with 6 cars, 7 cars, and 8 cars. So again, number 6, explain how you would determine the number of wheels needed to make a train with 6, 7, and 8 cars. So, looking at the previous information, the number of wheels just increased by 4 for every car. So the type of response that I would expect for this question would be as follows. I know that 5 cars require a lot of 20, or a total of 20 wheels. So I can just keep adding 4 to the total of 20 wheels. Each time I add another car, I add 4 to the total number of wheels. So for 6 cars, I would add 4 to 20. For 7 cars, I would add 8, or 4 plus 4. And for 8 cars, I would add 12, or 4 plus 4 plus 4. So then number 7 says, describe in your own words how to calculate the number of wheels needed if the train has any number of cars. You'd have to multiply the number of cars by 4 to calculate the total number of wheels. And then in number 8 it says, write an algebraic expression to represent the number of wheels needed to build a train with an unknown number of cars. So what you'd have to do, hold on a second, I make a correction. So then you could say that, n equals the number of cars, and then 4n would equal the total number of wheels. Now remember, an expression doesn't have the equal sign, so your expression really would just be 4n. Alright, problem 9 I would like you to work on your own. It's a similar type of problem as to what we just did. So in a few moments you're going to be working on that by yourself. Alright, but before I let you go, I want you to take a look at number 10. It says write an algebraic expression to represent each sequence. So you have to look at each sequence and determine how the numbers change. So looking at A, I noticed that each number increases by 2 in the sequence. As a result, I know that the algebraic expression that I could write for the sequence would be 2n. Okay, where n would then equal the number in the sequence. So the first number in the sequence would be 1 multiplied by 2. The second number in the sequence would be 2 multiplied by 2, or 4. The third number in the sequence would be 2 multiplied by 3, or 6. Okay, the fourth number in the sequence, 2 multiplied by 4, which is equal to 8. Alright, so that's how you'd have to fill in number 10. So what I'd like you to do before you start working on Matthew and for homework for tomorrow would be problems 9 and 10. Tomorrow we'll check 9 and 10, give you an answer key for those, and then give you another review or give you another teaching lesson for the next section in our text. All right, so problems 9 and 10 on page 534 and 535 would be your homework for tonight. All right, thanks for watching. If you need to watch it again, feel free to watch it again and come prepared for the next lesson tomorrow. Thanks.